And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monona Grove Silver Eagles basketball. Tonight it is the head coach Tyler Keel taking on head coach Jerry Schwem with the Monona Grove Silver Eagles taking on the Norskis of DeForest. I'm Jim O'Connell filling in with Steve Martinelli. Steve, we miss you. Thank you for the opportunity. We look forward to seeing you back. And now here's the introductions of tonight's players. Anita Grendel, 7.6 points per game, as that's the introduction of the Norskis. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your Monona Grove Silver Eagles. I'm going to say right up front, I apologize if I can't recognize all the girls' names during this contest. I will do my best. I'm a newbie here. My second only broadcast as a broadcaster for this station and WVMO 98.7. Both teams very evenly matched tonight, as Monona Silver Eagles are 8-7 and the Norskis 8-6. Should be a great game. And that was Miss Dahlhauser to wrap things up for introductions. Another great night for basketball, cool evening, no hard drives. Glad you could join us. I'm Jim O'Connell filling in for Steve Martinelli. Once again, thank you, Steve. We miss you. Look forward to your return. A challenge and a game between the North and the South. A very, very good matchup. Both of these teams have some high-scoring individuals, especially with McKenna Warnock, with averaging 26 points per game. Tip goes off to DeForest, dribbles up the right side. There's a struggle for the ball. That's stolen away from Monona, and there will be a jump ball going Monona Grove's way. So a side out Monona Grove as we're just underway, 0-0. About 17 minutes remaining in the game, or in the half, over the center line up to the center post with McKenna Knubel. That's brought down, kicked away, brought up to the under the paint. Struggle for the ball once again, jump ball. That's going to go the Norskis' way. As the arrow points Norskis, here's the throw-in, looking for a place. Up top, over the top, up by the key. Thrown down to the left side, dished out back under the key. Three-pointer on the way. Rebound, Monona Grove, and they'll take it up. That is shot up to number 25, McKenna Knubel. Struggle for the ball, another jump ball, as this one will go towards Monona Grove. Great defenses by both teams, as Monona Grove will kick it in. That's kind of kicked away by DeForest. Over to the right side. That's put up to center, taken away by DeForest. Hung on, over the timeline. That'll be shifted up. I think she traveled. That could have been. That's Monona Grove's ball. That'll be taken on the right side. Peyton Blang will bring this one out for Monona, as we're just starting in this one. As it's dribbled up over the line, up to the center key, over the right side, dished off. That will be still Monona Grove's off of DeForest Norski's foot, as they'll kick it in from underneath the basket, right side. Here's the pass in. That's underneath. And Monona will put the first two on the board. Centered up by DeForest. Taken to the right side, handed off right, dish back out to the right side. Dribbles underneath the basket, thrown up to the left side, over the key, dished out to the right side, up to the left by DeForest. Ball's up, that's air. Taken by Monona Grove. They'll dish that up, thrown over to, and up. Off rebound, that is taken by DeForest. That was Warnock on the last attempt for an underneath. There's a whistle. Substitutions coming in for both teams. Taken out by Monona over the line. Comes up top of the key. Still looking over the left side. Underneath, up at the top of the key. Shifted off to the right side. Shot over there. Put underneath. Shifted out left. There's a three-pointer. It's in the way. Rebound, Monona Grove. No, it's out. Shoved back, and that will be, I believe, Monona Grove's ball. Nice play by Shoveled off by Monona. This is down to number 2, Abby Toulette. Up by number 8, Peyton Blang. Off to 14, Maddie Warnock. That's up for 3, bounces off. Rebound, Monona Grove, set out to the right side. She kind of doubles that one. It's Maddie Knuerbol over to the left side, up for 3. That's short, off the rim. That'll be taken up to the right side. Another jump ball. And I believe that will go DeForest's way. Good defensive battle so far. With 15:32 remaining in the first half, it's Monona Grove Silver Eagles 2, the Norskis of DeForest 0. As they bring it up over the line, they take that to the left side. Ups underneath, puts it up, layup, bounces off, rebound. Foul on, get this number, I'm sorry. Vision from up here is kind of questionable. I should have brought some binoculars, but that was Carson Weber on that foul. 2 to shoot for DeForest. First one's away. That is a good shot and net. One more to tie it with 15:21 to remain. Monona Grove 2, DeForest 1. Second ball is on the way. Ball is up. Rebound, Monona Grove. That's shoved off down the floor. Over to the left side from Monona Grove. Shovels underneath, outside. That's taken up to the right side. Abby Toulette's got that. Shifts it off. It's taken by DeForest. Drills that one up over the line, and I think there's a foul by a reach-in by Monona Grove. That's on the floor. McKenna Warnock on that one. It's a pleasure to come out here and watch this Monona Grove Silver Eagle team, especially with a young lady like Miss Warnock with 26.6 average points per game and 11 rebounds. That's a huge advantage for this team, and she's only a sophomore. Layup by DeForest, that bounces off the back. There's another jump ball for that one, and that's going to go Monona Grove's way. So many good players on here, and Miss Warnock is only a sophomore. And that's unusual and unbelievable. Very talented young player. So the ball will go to Monona, and that'll be shuffled in, shuffled in, or thrown in. That's a reach in. McKenna Warnock with the ball. She'll take it. Number 5, Peyton Blang will throw in. That's off to Miss Wardick. She goes over the line, across the back. Nice move on that. Up to the top left. Shovels it down, stays up left. Rustles down, gets underneath, throws it up, taken away off. Oh, right. Almost taken away by Monona Grove, but back to DeForest as they bring it up. Little pressure by Monona Grove as they continue to very good defense on the top and towards the zones. That's taken by Sophie Mink as she goes to the top of the line, and number 14, Kenna Whitman, takes that underneath, and that'll be a foul on Monona Grove. She'll shoot 2. Nice crowd out here for the MG Silver Eagles and our visitors from DeForest. Welcome. As we're shooting one. First one is up. And a member's bounce there as it goes in for one. And ball's back into the hands of the shooter. Ball is in the air, and that'll count 2. That was a nice shot. Field goal. 2-pointer. And Monona Grove will bring it up. And that's Miss Warnock going to the left. Shuffles it off to, comes to the top of the key. Underneath, throws it outside. Number 3 was going to put it up, but it looks like traveling on Monona Grove. So DeForest will bring it up. 13:51 remaining in this half. It is 3-2. The DeForest Norskis. There's a struggle for the ball on the floor. Passes up. She goes out of bounds. So it goes back up to the Silver Eagles. Peyton Blang will bring this one out for the Monona Grove Silver Eagles. You're listening to Monona Grove Girls Basketball on 98.7 WVMO, the voice of Monona. Ms. Blang brings that up, passes over the time, kind of sets up left, dishes it off right. That was off to Minetta Knuble. Underneath, shovels it back out. Underneath, in the paint, out to the right side, shovels it back out left. Ms. Warnock's got that. Dribbles up, goes to the right, kind of passes off. I think she's fouled on the hand. In the shooting, she'll shoot 2 for the Silver Eagles. Don't forget, this is a Monona Community Media Watch. Online at our YouTube channel, on the television Charter Digital Channel 990, ATT Uverse 99, and on the radio at 98.7 WVMO. And Warnock will take a first one. That shot's on the way, and that is net. Once again, I'd like to iterate how much good defense there is coming into this game on both teams. As DeForest brings it up the left side, there's a reach in. That's a foul on number 5, Peyton Blang. And that is a side out or a shooting 14. Kenna Whitman for DeForest will throw this one in. Looking for it, throws it up to the left side, top of the key, tries to dribble inside. Takes it over to the left side, shovels that back over the right. It's almost tipped away. Up to the left or the top of the key, left side 14. That is a run underneath. She'll put that underneath. Sets it outside, back to the left side of the key, out to the right side. DeForest keeps on shoveling around, good passing. There's a foul on the floor. That's against Monona Grove. 12:42 left in the first half as Monona Grove 4, the Norskis 3, as they'll throw this one in. Underneath the left side, right side of the basket. That's thrown out to the right side, as that is number 11, Sophie Mink. That's underneath number 4 by Jacob Grunall. Underneath, sets it back outside, taken to the right side. Put up, there's a three-pointer on the way. That's short and out of bounds. That'll be Monona Grove's ball. A little short on that one. Once again, with these scores, very good defenses by both teams, but not a lot of balls going in the hoop as shots have been thrown away from all over. But anyhow, very good defenses by both teams. As Monona Grove comes up over the line, stays at the top of the key. Warnock looking, stays underneath, and gets fouled. Traveling was the call. I thought she was fouled on the wrist as she was going up, but traveling's the call. Pretty unusual for Monona Grove as I've seen it here in the past couple of games. But nevertheless, traveling, DeForest will bring it up with just 12-13 remaining in the first half. And DeForest throws it in, no pressure. Teams are playing a little bit of a zone as far as Monona Grove is. That's almost taken away by Peyton Blang. Very, very good defense in there as they'll get the ball. Blang will throw it in, 14. Miss Warnock will bring it up. She continues to go to the right side. Once again throws that one, and a very good drive to the basket as Miss Warnock scores down a 2. This is a pass out to the left side for DeForest. Number 11, that's Sophie Mink again, over to the right side and will dribble up to the left side, pass out. Number 11 is Mink again, and that's put inside. Throws it outside, avoided the out of bounds. That's put up for an air ball, and that goes Monona Grove's way. This is brought up by Monona to the left side, shuffled out there. Ball's loose, thrown on by DeForest. That is thrown up to the right side, and that one's underneath. Foul! Nope, they'll call it DeForest's way. Jump ball, DeForest's way. Sorry for the quick call. I thought I saw some hands on it, but I'm not seeing too well from up here anyhow. So I hope you're getting at least my voice of the game instead of my visual of the game. That's sent out to the right side. That's sent underneath. Shot up. That will once again retained by the Vikings. I mean the Norskis of DeForest. That's the Vikings. That's not here. So DeForest will throw it in. Trying to look for it. There's a shot underneath. That's up. There's a whistle on Monona Grove. That will be 2. Shooting 2. 11:09 in this one. 6-3 Monona Grove. And the first one's on its way. And that'll rim out. Sophie Mink for DeForest shooting her second. 11:09 left in the first half. Second shot is on the way, and that has got nothing but net. Nice shot. Abby Tourette will bring it in for Monona Grove. McKenna Warnock will bring that up. That is taken off to number 3, Chloe Larsh. Fired underneath, up to the right side, fired away from three-point line, and nothing but downtown netness. That was a beautiful shot, well put, nice arc, and down for 3. That puts Monona Grove 9-4 by the Silver Eagles. Out to number 23, Julia Anderson, out on the left side. There's a foul on the floor against, I'll tell you in a second here, quick whistle, and that'll be against Monona Grove on the floor. So DeForest will kick it in on the right side of the basket, underneath the basket, right side. Now I guess she's shooting 1-1. Shooting 1-1 at the line for DeForest. I didn't know. First shot's on the way. Rims in. Members bounce there. First one's in. 9-5 Monona Grove. Shooting second for DeForest. Ball's on the way. And 2 of them are very nice free throws, excuse me. Ball is brought up. Number 4. Ball's underneath. Whistle. Timeout by DeForest. This is the Monona Grove basketball on the Monona Community Media Network. On YouTube, TuneIn app, mymonona.com, Charter Digital 990, and ATT Uverse 99. You can listen online by going to mymonona.com and clicking the Listen Now link. I hope you're enjoying tonight's game. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for putting up with me as I'm just trying to give you play-by-play here on this community network media channel. So we've got a pretty good one defensively-wise, as the score is 9-6 Monona Grove Silver Eagles against the DeForest Norskis, and we've got just about 10 minutes and some seconds left. There's a shuffle underneath. There's a shot up. That's a loose ball picked up by Monona Grove Silver Eagles. That's taken down. Layup is rejected, and that retains Monona Grove's ball. Thrown in by Monona Grove up to the top of the key. Hangs up there, goes to the right side, dribbles. Big shot from south. Miss Warnick hits it from way beyond the three-point line. Nothing but downtown net. Check that one in. DeForest brings it out left side, puts it up to the paint, up to the top of the key. Hangs on to that one. That's right side. DeForest hangs on to the ball. Great defense by Monona Grove as they continue to pressure. Ball is up, and that one's rebounded and off and retained by the DeForest Norskis. Good defense by both teams out here tonight as the score will reflect it. 12-6 Monona Grove with just about 9:34 left in this first half. Pass out to the top of the key. That was thrown in by Casey Kloss. Traveling by DeForest, that'll be Monona Grove's ball. Substitution coming in for DeForest. As teams are set. Ball's thrown in. Warnock brings the ball up. Over the line. Shovels this one over to Peyton Blang. Blang in underneath. That's put up, and that is a beautiful lay-in by number 25, Maddie Knubal. That's brought up to the left side. And the left side remains that up to the top side or top of the key by DeForest. That rims out. Monona Grove gets the rebound. Up to the left side for Monona Grove. Back out to Warnock. Warnock for another three. Count it, book it, whatever you do, check it in. That's three from long range again. That's Warnock with two in a row for 6 points as Monona Grove Silver Eagles moves up to 17-6 over the DeForest Norskis. Timeout as we enjoy the first half of this Monona Grove Silver Eagles basketball and certainly welcome the DeForest Norskis to a fairly nice night here in Monona. Mid to upper 20s. No snow, no ice. So that's a good thing. And just a reminder, this Monona Grove girls basketball on the Monona Community Media Network on YouTube, the TuneIn app, at mymononagrove.com, Charter Digital 990, and ATT Uverse 99. You can listen online by going to mymonona.com and clicking the Listen Now link. We come back out after the timeout. It'll be DeForest's ball with just about 8:48 in this first half, and they'll bring it up. No pressure by Monona, no need. Over the line, and this will be brought over to the left side. That's number 11, Sophie Mink, underneath. Layup, and good for two. Very nice left-handed lay-in. Drove the line and was in for a very nice two by Sophie Mink. That's over two. Oh, rejected, and that retains Monona's ball. But a very nice defensive move by DeForest as they rejected that one. Left side up for another three. That's taken air. Shoveled back out by number 2, Abby Tourlette. That's taken down by number 11, Sophie Mink. Taken up to the center. Top of the line. Traveling by DeForest. That's our Hurtwell ones. Say, upcoming events for Monona Grove here. January 31st is girls basketball versus Edgewood at 7:30 p.m. February 10th is boys basketball versus Stoughton at 7:30. That's a nice shot from two-point land as I looked up, or foul on the floor. The 1-and-1 for DeForest. February 11th, girls basketball versus La Folle at 1 p.m. And on February 13th, Monona Grove choir concert. It is 7:30 p.m. Those are always very nice. A good way to break up the winter blahs and go see a choir. So DeForest one-on-one is going to put up the first. Ball's on the way, and it's rebounded. That's Monona Grove's ball as it went out of bounds and picked back up. Abby Tourette, 2 inbounds from Monona Grove. Shoves that one back out, and that's put out of bounds to Forest ball. Very close in, as that was an unfortunate tip away, as DeForest will bring this one in. Ball's inbound. Stays up to the right side, dribbled a little bit, shoved off to the right side, ditches off to the top of the key, left side, over the left side, continues to do so. Up to the right side, very good passing by DeForest as they're trying to get underneath, ball's away, and that rebounds off, back up, and it is counted for 2 and 1 as DeForest will go to the line after a little shot on the arm there. And it was right by the stripe, so they saw it's 19-10, Monona Grove Silver Eagles over the Norskies of DeForest. As we come into just about 7:28 to play in the first half. Thank you for joining us. And once again, thank you, Steve Martinelli, for some of the statistics you gave me this afternoon. I appreciate it, and we look forward to your comeback. Ball goes up to the right key, layup. That's rejected by Monona Grove Silver Eagle, and that is... So I'm wanting to catch who rejected that ball. Peyton Blank brings this one down. It goes out of bounds. I think it is recovered by the Norskies, and they'll throw that one in. Maddie Flanders rejected that ball. Way to go, Miss Flanders. I'm a little delayed here. I'm kind of like ESPN. I'm delayed. There's a nice nice defensive play by Flanders. This one's put up from the left side by DeForest. Put on back and 2, count them 2, as that was a very good putback for DeForest. That one's off the foot of DeForest. There's a scramble for the ball. There is timeout called by Monona Grove. You're listening to Monona Grove Girls Basketball on 98.7 WVMO, the voice of Monona. And those dates again, January 31st, girls basketball versus Edgewood. That's always going to be a good game. Boys basketball versus Stoughton, 7:30 on the 10th of February. And girls basketball versus La Follette, 1 p.m. on the 11th. And the Monona Grove Choir Concert, 7:30 p.m., February 13th. This will be brought in by Monona. Shoveled off to the left side, pretty long pass. Here comes it over the line. And that was not sure. Abby Tourette. Maddie Flanders will bring this one in. Fired over to Blank. Playing over to Flanders. 3 for Maddie Flanders, senior here at Monona Grove. Puts in a nice 3 touch there. Puts Monona Grove up 22-12 with just 6:23 remaining in the first half. There was a traveling on DeForest for that one, bringing it back to Monona Grove. Peyton Blang will bring this one up. There seems to be some substitutions going on. Maddie Warnock will bring this one up. She'll go over the line, behind the back. Shuffles underneath, throws that one up and in for 2. Drove to the basket, stopped at the paint, and put it in for 2. Traveling once again by DeForest. That's been kind of a thorn in their saddle tonight. Traveling 26.6. Miss Warnock is averaging points per game. 11 rebounds. And just phenomenal. And 52% at the three-point line, which is fantastic. That should have been a full foul on DeForest with one on the arm. Monona Grove will take that. Flanders will throw it in. Looking. Fires it outside. That goes to Blang. Blang underneath. Nice roll up to the right. Out of bounds goes to DeForest's way. A couple of subs come in. Battle of two division, the south and the north here. Badger South North goes out to number 4, Jackie Grunal, as that's put in. Abby Tourette will bring that up. Miss Warnock will go off to the left side. She'll fire it up to the right side of the key. Back to Warnock. She puts up another 3, and that's off the rim, picked up by DeForest. And there seems to be a foul on the play. Looks like an elbow by DeForest, and that'll go Monona Grove's way. A little push off, shove off, whatever you want to call it. Makeda Warnock will bring this in. Hits that one off. Picked up by DeForest. Dribble it down, no pressure. Over the center line, up to the right side. Looking. Over the left side, stays up at the top of the key, shoots it back down right. Ditches it back to the left side, up by number 12. That's Ariel Spillner that threw that one down. That's a 3-pointer that makes it 24-17, the Silver Eagles of Monona Grove. Warnock brings that up off her foot. There's a struggle for the ball. And there is a jump ball, and that will be Monona Grove's basketball. Once again, a very good defensive game on both parts, as Tourlat will put this one out to Peyton Blang. She'll take it over to the left side, hold it back, dribble back up the right side, looks for an opening, comes down, shovels it off. That is once again taken over by DeForest. Another steal, another shoot down the lane. It looks like she traveled once again. I think that is her second travel I've seen tonight against the DeForest Norskis. It's been a problem for them as far as turning the ball over. It's always been Blang will put it in for Monona Grove. That sends that up to Warnock. Warnock will go to the top of the key. Look out to the left. Flanders on the way. 3, no, off the rim. Picked up by DeForest. That'll be brought over the line. 4:11 left in this first half. 24-17 Monona Grove. Ball is kind of traveled by. I kind of saw that going in. That was confirmed by my gentleman in the stripes. So far, it's been a pretty foul-free game with the exception of a few underneath the baskets. Nothing blatant. This one will be brought up by Warnock. Goes on the right side, shovels underneath, lift to Flanders. That was a really nice play. Driven underneath the basket, drew a couple of players to Warnock, shoveled it off to Flanders for a nice 2 underneath the basket. So this will be Monona Grove's ball bringing it in. That'll be Flanders bringing it in. Senior at Monona Grove brings that back up. Warnock shoots a big one from outside, picked up by DeForest. As DeForest will bring it up off the line over to the right side. Looks underneath, turn around, back up to the right side. There's the 3 ball on the way. Rebounded by Monona Grove. Chloe Larsh brings that one up. Takes it off to Flanders. Up to 25. That is McCanny Canubal. 8.1 points per game. 61% free throw shooter as Maddie Canubal is. That's strong. So that's Monona Grove's ball. Flanders will bring this one in. Warnock goes out and in for Warnock. It's Peyton Blang. Flanders will throw it up to Blang. She'll bring it up the right side. Continues to look. Brings it over. Shoots that up to Flanders. Oh, looks like there was a little bump there, but over to number 3, Chloe Larsh. There seems to be a struggle for the ball. Call is timeout by the DeForest Norskis. With 2:50 going in the half, it is Monona Grove Silver Eagles 26, the Norskis 17, excuse me. Should give them a little more credit than that. But anyhow, we're in a timeout by the DeForest Norskis. Nice crowd on hand. Nice way to spend a Saturday afternoon and into evening. Watching a little basketball. Badgers had a great finish this afternoon in overtime. Great win. Happ continues to be an amazing player for them as they won tonight. I didn't see the final between Minnesota and Maryland. That was an important game for the Badgers. But we go back to Monona Grove High School and the Silver Eagles and the DeForest Norskis for this game. Two teams very close from the Badger North and South. 8-7 Monona Grove and 8-6 the DeForest Norskis. If I've got that wrong, I apologize in advance, but that's off to Chloe Larsh. That's taken away from the Norskis. There's a layup taken off the rim. Again, put up by the DeForest Norskis. That's taken off, and it is Norski's ball back their way as it was kicked out by a Monona Grove player. This will be thrown in. Pass out to the top of the key. Ball's on the way for 3. That's rimmed off, picked up by Monona Grove. A reach in. And that'll be a foul. That was Carson Weber. Got fouled, and she'll go to the line. I believe she'll shoot 1 and 1. Ball's in her hands. Shots on the way. Rims off. Picked up by DeForest. They'll take that down. Over the key. Thrown out to the right side. Seems to be playing man-on-man. Here it is. Covered. Out to the top of the key again. Underneath. Ball is kicked away. DeForest's ball. Kicked over the right side. That'll be taken over to the right side, continue to do so. Great pressure by Monona Grove on these DeForest girls. As that one stays outside, they're forced to keep the ball outside, not able to get it underneath like they'd like to at this point of the game. So that is shoveled outside. Foul on the arm by Monona Grove, but what a great defensive effort by the Silver Eagles on that exchange up and down the court. And she'll be shooting 1 and 1. As there was a reach in, but great defense by the Monona Grove girls. And the ball's on the way. That rims out. So she'll shoot a second. Score now 26-17 remains with just about 1:54 remaining in this first half. Second shot is on the way. That rims out, recovered by 21, Carson Weber. Senior for Monona Grove. That's dished back out. Back up over to, all the way over to Blang up by, that's 2. That was Maddie Canubal, excuse me. And a whistle blown. Foul on the floor for against DeForest. Abby Toulat will bring this in. Brought up by Monona Grove over the line. Once again, Blang's got that. That's over to Flanders. Flanders over to Blang again. Up to the right side, kind of trying to force it underneath. Looks, up to the right side. Ball's thrown away, up and out. DeForest's ball. Okay, DeForest brings this one up. Comes over the line. Little pressure by Monona Grove there, as that was Blang putting the pressure on. Once again, keeping them from getting underneath the basket. That's out to the right side. Continues on the right side. Up to the right side of the key, over the left side. Tries to bring this down and shuffles it up. Keeps it on the right side, over the right side. Cannot get down underneath the basket. Foul on the floor. And there seems to be a shove by Monona Grove. I think this will be one-on-one. And ball's on the way. That rims out. She'll have two. There's some substitutions coming in. As Chloe Larsh goes out. DeForest to put up their second shot. This one's on the way, and that is good. Bringing the score 28-18 as we come down to 42 seconds here in the first half. Ball's up to the left side. Monona Grove comes underneath. There, I think, is shooting two. Shot on the left elbow as going up, so she'll shoot two for MG. Shots on the way for Dahlhauser. First one misses. Is that, no, that's Blang, I'm sorry. At the line, Blang. And once again, parents and daughters and grandmas and grandpas, I'm new here, so I'm not getting used to it. There was a nice shot. Well, that was Miss Blang. Or Dahlhauser, excuse me. So up to the left side for DeForest. That's up to the top of the key. Just about 25 seconds left as they remain held to the outside for any possibility of shooting. So our hats off, our claps for Monona Grove Silver Eagles for great defense against these DeForest Norskies. That'll go Monona Grove's way. 12 seconds left. 29-18, your Silver Eagles. Once again, I'm Jim O'Connell filling in for Steve Martinelli. Steve, I hope you're listening. Please don't roll over in your chair laughing or going, what the heck is he doing? Just doing my best and glad to be filling in with you. Please get well, buddy. And the ball is kicked out of bounds, and that remains Monona Grove's basketball. Maddie Flanders comes in for this throw-in. Just over 6 seconds going in this first half. That's put on the right side. That's given up to Warnock. She looks up, throws it in off the rim, and that'll do it for the first half as the Silver Eagles lead the Norskies 29-18. Okay, we're back for the second half as the Monona Grove Silver Eagle girls are taking on the DeForest Norskies. And at halftime, the game is 29-18, the Silver Eagles. So far, a very defensive game on both parts as pressure has been put on both man-on-man and zones. As 35 shot up to the right side, back over the top of the key. That's right side by DeForest up to the top of the key again. Over the left side, trying to get it underneath. Monona Grove continues to be very defensive. Outside, that is a foul underneath. Shot is on the way, and that is nothing but net. Good for one. She'll shoot two. As we're on our way, second half. You're listening to Monona Grove girls basketball on 98.7 as the second one rims out. Thrown back in by Monona Grove, picked up by DeForest. Struggle for the ball underneath, thrown to the ground pretty hard. Has some good sportsmanship, picks her back up. Nothing intentional. as Monona Grove will pick up that loose change and bring it back down for the Silver Eagles. Ball is in. That's off to number 14, McKenna Warnock. She is bringing that up over the line. Up over, and that was meant for Blang. And just over the top of her, Blang will bring it in for Monona Grove. As that is put back out to Warnock. Warnock coming up over the line, sets up top of the key, looking for some room, puts that underneath. That's put up, and that's rebounded by DeForest, and they'll bring that back up. As kind of a loose change picked up there. DeForest picks it up right side, looking for some options underneath again. Dribbles up and is fouled. She'll shoot 2 for DeForest. Again, Monona Grove coming out with some big defense, keeping the Norskis on the outside of the perimeter, not allowing them to get in, but results are some falls underneath. First shot on the way for DeForest. That'll be one and done, except for the second one. There you go. One and done except for the second one. Basketball term. I like it. Don't know whether you do, but I do. Anyhow, second shot's going to be on the way for DeForest. Ball's up, and that has got nothing but net. That's 23, Julia Anderson, that threw those two down. That is tipped up by DeForest, brought up. Flanders bring this one up. Great charge to the basket. Up. Shot is off the rim and no good. DeForest picks up the pace, brings it right back down, and goes to the top of the key, and that's traveling by DeForest. I believe that is her 4th travel of the game, as I see it. Not seeing the statistics. 29-21, your Monona Grove Silver Eagles. As Flanders brings that one up, over to the right side to Peyton. Carson Weber back out to Harley Tourette, and that it's 3 from three-point land for Abby Tourette. Nice three-pointer. That one almost taken away out to the top of the key for DeForest over the left side underneath. Doing a little better job of getting underneath. That one rims out. Up to Monona Grove. Stole back by DeForest. Layup is up. No good. Taken out by DeForest. Brought back in. Top of the key. And that'll be a back and forth. As DeForest will have it underneath the basket. I'm sorry, Monona Grove will have it underneath the basket as McKenna Warnock brings it up. That is back up to Abby Tourette. She puts it up for 2. Rimmed out. DeForest picks up the change and brings it upfield over the line. Stays up top of the key over the right side. Number 4, Jaylee Grundle. That's up. Picked up by Monona Grove. Stolen away. Thrown up court. That's number 2. Tourette almost had her hands on that in a runaway, but kicked away by DeForest. It remains Monona Grove's basketball. Coley Larsh to put this one out. That's put out of bounds and back over to Monona Grove. Tourette to put this one back out. Looking. Throws it up just left of the key. Rims out. DeForest picks up the change and brings it down. Crosses the line. Stays up to the right side. Tries to get it underneath. Stays right side. Throws it underneath for a layup. Throwing back to DeForest. That's put up. Count them 2. Nice little offensive play there by DeForest. Be able to get it on and in the paint this second half, driving towards the lane a little better than they did at the end of the first half. That goes back to Monona Grove, to DeForest. As Chloe Larsh will throw this one back in for Monona Grove. Picked up, thrown out to Tourette. over to the left side. That's stolen, picked up by Large. Large over to Flanders. That's picked up by DeForest. Jump ball coming around. And that will go off to DeForest. Arrow pointing that direction for the jump ball. Ball is in as DeForest brings it up. Ariel Spillner picks that one up underneath the basket. Out to the right side. Ball's on the way. Two-pointer. Rims off. Picked up by DeForest underneath. Underneath the paint, but it's Lovin. Sophie Mink. That's put up. And count them two as the score 32-23 Monona Grove with 14:28 remaining in this one. Number 3, that goes to Chloe Larsh underneath. Foul on the floor as Monona Grove will bring this one back in. Ball being looking underneath. Put underneath, and 2 and count 1. That was by Flanders underneath. Warnock, I'm sorry. McKenna Warnock. I should be thinking about this. She put that one away. 11 rebounds average per game, and she's just a sophomore. Pleasure to watch this young lady play basketball along with the rest of the Silver Eagles. So her first one is on the way, and that rims out. Rebounded by Monona Grove, put back up. Nobody there as far as 2 points. So DeForest brings it back up over the line. Number 4, that's Jaylee Grundle that puts that one up. That goes up for DeForest. That's off the rim. Rebounded and gotten back by the Silver Eagles as Warnock brings this one up. Dribbles to the right side. Gets underneath. Up and shooting 2. Draws the 2-point foul or the 2-shot foul underneath. Very aggressive going into that lane. Has gotten some picks and some good drives to the basket. As McKenna is. Here's the first one on the way. Does nothing but net, and that's down. She'll shoot another. 35-25. Monona Grove Silver Eagles. You're listening to Monona Grove Girls Basketball on 98.7 WVMO, the voice of Monona. McKenna gets a look at her second one, and that is down another 2 points. Monona Grove Silver Eagles. DeForest brings this one up over the line. Goes up to the left side, continues to dribble right, sets up by the top of the key over to the right. Goes back up center, over to the left for that one, swishes it out, turns it out. Here's one kicked out and recovered by Monona Grove Silver Eagles. That's another nice takeaway. Here's an easy layup and down, 2 points. That was Maddie Knubel on that one, averaging 8.1 per game total. And folks, get a load of this. She's 61, just over 61% at the free throw line. So a strong player in Knubel. There's a timeout. I believe that's Monona Grove. As we let you know, this is Monona Grove Basketball on Monona Community Media Network. On YouTube, the TuneIn app, mymonona.com, Charter Digital, $9.90, and ATT Uverse, $99. You can listen online by going to mymonona.com and clicking Listen Now link for this and a lot of games. 13:28 left in this one as Monona Grove comes back out. Crowd is stuck with us all night. That's great. It's a good way to spend a Saturday evening watching girls basketball. From your home for basketball, girls basketball, Monona Grove, right here at the gym, home of the Silver Eagles. Second buzzer for DeForest as they come out. That's sent out to the left side for DeForest, brought up to the right side. Stays up top of the key, shovels that one out left side. Looking, keeps it down inside. That's going out. puts it back outside. Strong defense by Monona Grove, keeping DeForest outside on most of this pressure coming from the Silver Eagles. Hard to get that ball down underneath. They'll try. Out to the outside. That one goes up for three. That rims off. It's going to be Monona Grove basketball. There was a reach in, no call. That's brought up by Monona Grove. Blang with the ball. Bringing it up to the right side. Gives that one to Flanders. That off to Toulat. Over to Blang. Underneath. That was Knuble for a nice two. Underneath and strong. Monona Grove's been able to get underneath the basket tonight in the paint and putting up some very positive shots. Blang with the steal away. This is still Monona Grove's ball. No call on a foul. It doesn't look like there was any hands in there for that. Some substitutions coming in for DeForest as we have a 40-25 game here with 12:21 to go. Another reminder, girls basketball versus Edgewood, 7:30 p.m. on the 31st. That's back to Monona Grove. As Larsh will throw this one in. Ball's in very quickly. Out to the right side, underneath. Strong to the basket. Beautiful left-handed layup. Down to the left side for DeForest. Back quickly. Out to the right side. DeForest hard. They'll be bombing from out there again. Two on the way for Tourette. She brings it down. Holds up. Brings it back to number 14, Warnock. Back out to number 2, Tourette. Larsh underneath. Still Monona Grove's ball, I believe. Substitutions coming in for both teams. Again, apologize if I don't know all the numbers of the girls. I'm trying. That's all I can do at this point. There's a throw in. That's underneath. Foul on the shot. That should be 2. Monona Grove will go to the line. And there's a player off to the DeForest side. I believe there might be some sort of a cut that needs to be taken a look at, and that is the case. So the little break in the action here is one of the DeForest players is looked at for, I believe it looked like from up here, a possible cut on the finger, not allowing her to continue to play. But in this one, it's 42-25, the Silver Eagles of Monona, and Tourette will put up 2, as if I read the number right. The first one's on the way. That misses. And I apologize, that was Larsh shooting one, and again 2, Larsh. Chloe Larsh. Second ball's on the way for Monona Grove. Ball is up, and that's nothing but net. I apologize, that's Chloe Larsh. And DeForest brings it down over the line, over the right side. Forced in once again. There's a shot underneath. That's what they've been trying to do all night long. Shot is up, and there is a 2-shot foul there as DeForest was hit on the arm going up for the underneath basket. But once again, Monona Grove's been able to keep DeForest outside the paint as far as layups and short shots underneath. But they'll shoot 2 here. The ball's on the way, and that one is good. .11:33 left in this one. As ball's thrown in for the second shot for DeForest. Ball's on the way, and nothing but net. Great 2 shots, free throws there for DeForest. That was Casey Kloss, I believe, for those 2. And that is Monona Grove's ball. Ball thrown in. Ball underneath. That's to Flanders. Flanders muscles her way up there. Regains her own rebound. Throws it up. And she'll be shooting 2. Two for Warnock. Not Flanders. So McKenna Warnock will shoot 2. First one's on its way. Nothing but net there. Count it. Book it. Check it in. 11-19, 44-27. Monona Grove Silver Eagles over the Norskis of DeForest. Warnock will throw up her second one. That one bounces back in for the second. She is 52% from three-point line. And averaging a little over 26 points per game as far as scoring, and she's a sophomore. That's shot out to the left side. Goes to the top of the key, finishes off up to the right, underneath, tries to go strong to the basket. That's off the rim back. Warnock's bringing that one up. That goes to number 10, Flanders, for 2. Nice move by Warnock to Flanders to go strong underneath for 2, and that brings the Monona Grove Silver Eagles up by 20, 47-27, with just 10:38 remaining. Over the right side for DeForest. Sam Schaefer brings that one up, stays to the left side. Quincy Muthan picks that one up over to the left side. That's bombs away from 2. Up again for DeForest underneath. Struggle for the ball. There's another jumper. And that will go Monona Grove's way as they win the jump. Flanders will inbound this one. Senior from Monona Grove. So everybody tries to get set up. Counting it down, looking for a player. Better get it in. There's a shot up. Timeout Monona Grove before that happened. Pretty good timeout there, I would say. But sounds like a broken record, but Monona Grove continues to keep DeForest at bay when it comes to underneath the basket, now allowing any strong powers to the paint or underneath, as Monona Grove has been successful doing both outside, inside, as the score would reflect that. So, whistle is blown, the horn's been blown. Teams are coming back in. As Flanders will inbound for Monona Grove. Looking, shoots it over the left side. That's fed up to Carson Weber. That's out of bounds, and it goes back to Forrest's way. Unfortunate kick there, or bounce there. So this goes back to DeForest as they bring it back up again. And Monona Grove's defense brings it up again. Left side, right side, brings it up. That ball's rejected. That's held on to. Jump ball again for these two teams. And that will go DeForest's way as they get the arrow. 9:50 left in this one. Ball's thrown back in. Takes it up right side. Throws up that was a on the floor foul. As DeForest will shoot. And I apologize to your DeForest parents who are here and watching or on TV. I'm having a hard time reading all the numbers, so I might not get your daughter or sisters or granddaughter's name just right or number. I will learn in the future, but by then Steve will be back, and then it'll be all good. Shots up for the second to count. That one rims off back by DeForest. Underneath, another jump ball, and that'll go Monona Grove's way. This is a great defense by both teams when it comes to fighting for this ball. Nobody's just letting it ride out. It's been been a great defensive battle as far as the score doesn't reflect that, but it certainly has from up here. That one goes back Monona Grove's way as it kicked out of bound by DeForest. Looking, shoved off to the left side. Warnock will bring it up. That will be a nice little shot underneath. That's missed. .933 left, 47-28, Monona Grove Silver Eagles against the DeForest Norskies. It's been a pleasure being with you tonight. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend when it rolls around. The weekends are too short not to enjoy them. So there's some substitutions coming in for DeForest as they throw it in. Coming over the line, dribbles up, left side, throws it left side. Looking, going underneath. That kind of rolls under, kind of a little on the arm, on the floor by Monona Grove against DeForest. Be DeForest's ball on their bench side as she looks to fire it in. Brought in top. Looking over the left side, brings it up top of the key, stops there, brings it in. Up top again, looks over right. Looking, trying to get it underneath. Once again, it's been a tough order for DeForest tonight to get that ball underneath with Monona Grove's defense. This one's trying to brought underneath. Once again, brought up, tipped out by Monona Grove. It remains DeForest's ball. There's a shot underneath. That rims out. Back up again by DeForest. Whistle blown. That'd be Monona Grove's ball. Ball's thrown in. Nice dribbling by Flanders. Flanders strong to the hole. And I think they called that a charge. That'll be 2 for Warnock. She drives very hard to the hole. Just a sophomore. As she'll have 1-on-1 or 2 to shoot. .11 rebounds per game. That one is perfect down the center. As lines up. Shots away and nothing but net on both occasions. That brings us to 49-28, Monona Grove. Silver Eagles against the DeForest Norskies. That's taken up to the right side. Put underneath. That finally underneath for the Norskies, as that was very, very well played for underneath and to the paint and in. That's brought up. 3 yards on his way. Bounces out. Rebounded by DeForest. They'll bring it up. Pace is picked up a little bit. As brought to the top of the key over the left side and stolen by the Silver Eagles. They'll check that one back up. That's putting over to Tourette. Put up by Warnock. That misses back to DeForest. They'll bring it up over the line. Checks it off to the right side underneath. Same shot as before. And she's fouled and shoots 2. That was the exact same play previous of this one. This got him 2 points. They'll go to the line to shoot 2. 49-30 is what we got here. As the ball's on the way. And nothing but downtown net. Substitutions coming in. Towels are being handed out. Dry off. Catch some air. As the second shot's going to be on the way here. And two very nice shots as we got 49-32 Monona Grove. A little pressure being put on. A little bit of a press coming up to the center line. Crosses over. Flanders in for two. Sat there waiting for that pass, which landed on the numbers and in for a very nice two. Out to the top of the key for DeForest. Over to the left side. Switches that in. Dumps it back out to the right. Looking, trying to get underneath once again. That one is put out of bounds. Not looked at the one, it was coming. As Monona Grove will get this back. That's off to McKenna. Warnock brings that up. Stays at the top of the key. Sends it out to the right side. Up to the top of the key with Flanders with the ball. Puts that back off to Warnock. Warnock dribbling, looking. Lost the handle on the ball. Comes back with it. Looks to pass it back out. That's to Amy Tourette. That's brought in and out off the rim. Pressure being applied. Unreleased with that. Up the right side. DeForest looking to get underneath again. That's 3 times in a row for that play. It has worked once. It doesn't seem to work this time. Sent back out right side. And it is DeForest ball with called out of bounds. 6:36 remaining in this one as the Silver Eagles did a tremendous job controlling and taking care of the ball and getting underneath tonight and not depending so much on 3-ball as they've been doing so good of a job underneath. It's out to the left side. DeForest, that's put up. That rim's out. Monona Groves, Flanders takes control of that one. And 14, Warnock comes up. Dribbles, gets it off her foot, and that'll go up to DeForest's way. You can listen online by going to mymonona.com and clicking the Listen Now link for this ball game and many others. Ball is taken to the top of the key, shifted over to the right side, thrown in, back up to the left side and to the top of the key. Right side up for that, and it is for two. That has worked very well for them when they have tried that play. 6:03 remaining as DeForest puts down two. 51-34 is the score here as Warnock brings it up and off of DeForest's hand. That'll be Monona ball. Flanders will put it in underneath. Ball's thrown in, taken to the right side. That is stolen away by DeForest. Runs down, puts up a layup, and that's in. Nice steal by DeForest to give themselves another two as Monona Grove brings it down. A little more pressure on Monona Grove by the DeForest Norskis. Substitutions going on. Maddie Canubal comes in. This is up and in for Chloe Larsh, I believe that is. Nope, I'm sorry. That is Toulette. And she'll put up number 2 here. The ball's on its way. And in. Very, very smooth stroke. Putting that in the hoop. Most of these girls have got some great set throw shots. Very smooth. Very much foul through. And DeForest will bring this up. 53-36 is what we got here. Left side for DeForest. That's underneath. They've been trying to get it underneath more. Ball's up. That's rebounded by Monona Grove. Little pressure being put on. That is up to the left side for Carson Weber. Back up to the right side. Looking. That is McKenna Canubal. Kaylee Zank puts it up. That is a foul. She'll shoot 2. Warnock will go to the line for 2. doesn't mind getting in the paint and mixing it up to get these opportunities. And her free throw percentage is unbelievable tonight. I don't have that stat in front of me, but I'm sure she's way over 50%. Way over. Second one's on the way, as that one looks at the bottom of the net and goes down. There is no wear and tear on that rim with shots like that. Couple of substitutions coming in for DeForest, as the ball is in, brought up through the center. Over the line, over the left side, dishes that off, comes around to the right side. Julia Anderson underneath for that. Rebound goes off to Monona Grove. There is a ball back to DeForest. Tries to get underneath, throws it underneath, top of the paint, in and rebounds back out. Foul on Monona Grove. Reaching. 1-1 for this one, as we've got just 4:42 remaining in this one. 55-36, Monona Grove Silver Eagles over the Norskies of DeForest. Sam Schaefer to shoot two. Ball's put up. 1-on-1 didn't work out. Ball's recovered, and it's jump ball. Goes DeForest's way. Ball's put in, picked up, right side underneath. Ball's up and out, recovered by Monona Grove. Shoveled up all the way, 25. That's Monona Knubel. And she puts in two for Monona Grove. Brought up by Monona Grove, right side. Catches the rim, back of the rim. DeForest recovers, brings it down. Picking up a little speed now, trying to get it underneath again. That's where their success has been, is underneath the ball. That one's a three ball on the way, off the rim. Just off of Monona Grove. Carson Weber on that play along. DeForest will put this in with 3:48 remaining. Aaliyah Grundle puts that one. And 1-1. DeForest fouled on that one, and I don't see who committed it. DeForest to shoot 1-on-1 or two is in the act of shooting. And ball's on its way. Rims out. She'll shoot two. And this is 2 of 2. Ball on the way. That's off the rim. Monona Grove rebounds. Great job of rebounding tonight, too, as they get it underneath the basket as these balls rim out. Monona Grove doing very well underneath the boards as far as recovering some of these. That is hammered up and in. DeForest has it on the right side, tries to get underneath, puts that one up and goes in for two. Off the backboard. Brought to the right side, out to the right side again. Tries to keep it under number 3. Larsh back out to Flanders. Flanders just, that's reaching in. Ball's on the way. Off the rim, she'll shoot another. 2:54 remaining in this one. (59-40), the Silver Eagles over the Norskies. Here's the ball. It's on its way. That air ball, kind of off to the right. Substitutions coming in for both teams. The PA announcer is announcing them quite well. I apologize once again. I'm not familiar with all the numbers and their girls' names. So as I get longer in the tooth here, I should be able to. So the ball is brought up right side for DeForest. Goes up to the top of the key over to the left. Takes a look. Takes it out to the left side. Looking for the inside shot. Dribbling. That's taken up to the top of the key. Switched out to the left side. Up to the other point inside. I believe that's Monona Grove's basketball on that tip out of bounds. That's Flanders out to Blang. Blang underneath. Plays it up. Bounces out. Jumped out. Put outside. There's the ball. Thrown up. Off the rim. DeForest controls. Over to the right side. Looks. Takes a look on the right side. There's a three-pointer. That's counted. That is 3 points. And that was Shelby Olsen that put that one up. Tourette controls. There's Larsh. Jordan Dahlhauser threw that one in. Left side, over the left side for DeForest. Looking, trying to get in the right side, up to the left side of the mark. Throwing underneath. There's a reach in by Monona Grove. They'll shoot. Chloe Larsh caught on that one for reaching in. Ball's on its way for DeForest. That'll go in for one. Some more subs coming in. 1:26 remaining in this one as the Eagles are up 59-43. Pretty commanding evening for them with a very, very good inside and perimeter shots all the way around. And a number of steals tonight has been a key to their game. They've won a lot of battles underneath. And there's a foul for two. As Tourlette will go to the line for two. Tourlette, first one's up. That's off the rim. Emmy Tourlette, I believe that's the way you pronounce it. And again, I apologize if it's not. Second ball is on the way. That bounces off. Rebound by DeForest. That's brought up the right side. Stays at the top of the key. Pressure put on. She throws that one away. That'll be Monona Grove's basketball as Flanders will throw this one into Tourlette as she brings it up over the line. Back over to Flanders. Chloe Larsh has got that one. There's Abby Tourlette bringing it up to the right side. Flanders goes down left, trying to bring it up right side. Picks it back up. Dribbling. Fires it up right side. Pressure. And that's going to be a foul on DeForest. As Chloe Larsh will go to the line. Shooting two. Shot is up and in, nothing but net. No harm to that rim whatsoever. Nice shot by Larsh. Second one's on its way. And also in. As that moves the Silver Eagles up 61-45 with just over 35 seconds left. Ball's to the right side. Dribbles up left, looking underneath. Puts that one underneath, tipped out, grabbed up by Monona Grove. They control the ball once again, and that's been a key for them all evening long, is the control of the ball. Percentage of possession has been unbelievable as that's fired back out to Larsh. Larsh stumbles with the ball. That's a tip, fires it back outside. Monona Grove will hold on to it, and that does it from here. The Monona Grove Silver Eagles 61, the DeForest Norriskys 45. I'm Jim O'Connell. Thank you so much for being with us on girls Silver Eagle basketball. Thank you.